And we were talking about that, and she was telling me about her partner and how he always opens the door for her when they're out. He opens the door, and she says she notices the looks that she gets. There's these envious looks from women and from men.
Be manly and the legends of humanity. Welcome to the fellowship of honourable men and women role models for boys and men, because you have the power to be a man in all its glory.
Damien Andrews here for Be Manly and the Legends of Humanity. And as you can see, this is a very different video from what you're used to. But I wanted to show you something that's really, really important. I've just finished a meeting with a lady that is a business partner of mine. And we were having this discussion, and normally it's a little bit more relaxed, but I just come off another meeting and I was wearing this suit because that's what I wear to my business meetings. And it was interesting, she said, it's just so good to see a man in a suit. It is so sexy to see a man in a suit, was her words. Now, we're friends, it's not a romantic relationship. But I wanted to highlight this point is for some reason in today, we've got this attitude where we chill out a little bit. I mean, chilling out's good, but still, to be a gentleman, and there's a standard that needs to be set. And I love the movie The Intern, where they talk about, this whole need to actually, take a bit of pride in yourself. And that's what stands out. And the thing is, there is a lot of women out there that are looking for a man and they're looking for a gentleman. And if you want to stand out from the crowd, if you want to attract, that's your thing. If you want to be attracting um, really, really lovely ladies, and there's lots of them out there. Take that little bit of extra time. It's not difficult. It's not, putting on a suit like this is not hard. Yeah, you've got to learn to tie it if you haven't tied it. And I would, me personally, I like the extra effort of going to a double Windsor. Um, but it really, really makes a difference. Those little niceties, those little bits that show that you have pride in yourself, that you care about the other person. And we were talking about that, and she was telling me about her partner and how he always opens the door for her when they're out. He opens the door, and she says she notices the looks that she gets. There's these envious looks from women and from men, that here he is opening this door for her. And she feels really special. Now, can she open the door? Well, we're not. Yeah, of course she can, and we're not going to go down that path of, it's just not a thing where it's disrespectful to a woman to open a door for her. That's just, yes, there's some people that have that, but just stay away from those people. There are going to be some people that have that, and it's not your job as a man to be pleasing everybody. You please the people that you want to please. Most often, you please yourself first. Do what's right for you first. And having that respect for yourself. Yeah, there might be some extremists out there that have a whinge about it. Fine, let them whinge. Go in your direction. And taking that time, having that respect, showing that pride in yourself makes you stand out. It makes you feel more capable. I know when I walk into any business meeting, I'm usually the only person wearing a three-piece suit. That gives me tremendous power. There's just that. It's amazing how that works psychologically speaking. When you look at that organization, people say, "Oh, you might create a disconnect." Yeah, it does actually, to a degree. It creates a disconnect in the sense I'm in charge here, and it creates such a tremendous amount of authority. So many meetings that I've been in where I'm chairing the meeting, just the fact of what I'm wearing makes a massive difference to my power and ability to influence what's going on. When I'm in sales meetings with um, selling products or services, whatever it is that I'm there doing, the fact that I'm dressed as a person of authority, when I say something, it carries so much more weight. There are so many benefits of looking after yourself, having that pride in how you present yourself, and makes a difference. And same token too, I've noticed that from my perspective, there's been a number of times where I've been looking at buying some services off somebody to do with bits and pieces I'm doing. I remember there was one example on Fiverr. I was buying just a little thing that I wanted done for myself, and I was looking at it, and there's two people I could choose between. One dressed nicely, the other one looked a bit scruffy. I didn't choose that person. I chose the one that dressed nicely, because if they're going to go to that effort, well, more so the other side, if the person that was scruffy can't take the time to make themselves look good, how good a quality of work are they going to do for me? I don't know. Maybe they're going to do high quality, but all I've got to go on is how they present themselves. And if they're not going to go to the effort to present themselves, there's a greater problem present themselves well. There's a greater probability that they're not going to do the work as well. So put that into context when you're out there looking at, dating, career, all that kind of stuff. That impression that you make, that pride that you have in yourself resonates. People see that, people notice that. And if you don't have that pride in yourself, the chances are you're not going to be performing as well as somebody else is. And that's the perception people will have. And it will be much more difficult for you. So have that pride in yourself. It just makes a big difference. And yeah, if you've got to go to an interview, if you're going out on a date, dress nice. It's not that difficult. It's very, very easy. This is Damien Andrews for Be Manly and the Legends of Humanity. Before you go, you're invited to continue the Be Manly and the Legends of Humanity journey. Subscribe to our YouTube and become a patron, where you can become a courageous crusader, a wise warrior, a daring dynamo, and even an ascending avenger. Here you'll find all the tools to become a man in all its glory. We're honoured to walk side by side with you on this extraordinary adventure. Together, we're unleashing the full power of manhood, creating a better world for everyone.